Bringing my groups to a close. Hi, I'm Louise Fouché from OTGrow. Welcome to your YouTube channel. Here we talk tools, tips, and techniques to make you an effective group facilitator or group therapist. So my question to you today is, do you make sure that you bring your group to some other closure at the end of each group that you are facilitating? And with closure, I do not mean that we put little bows and uh, wrap everything up nicely and put a full stop and everything is wonderful and people are left happy and smiling after our group. That's not what I mean with closure. But I do mean with closure that we bring things together, that even if there's not a full stop, that there's at least a semicolon, that the group is kind of held in a pause, but we have finished exhaling in terms of this group. What does that all mean? It basically means that we often talk about closure in terms of people that might be grieving, closure in terms of indicating the end of a group, that our group is not felt like they are still hanging in the air, that things are not haven't come to a point, that there's kind of this left a feeling of hanging in the air. And we want to try and avoid a hanging in the air with our clients and our group participants. So what's important for us is to bring the group to a close. Again, I want to make a distinction. When we bring the group to a close, it doesn't mean that all feelings are resolved, all conflict is resolved, everybody is happy. It does mean that we've brought it together and we are holding it and putting a semicolon or a full stop depending on where you are in your group process. So what is that all about? When our clients are left hanging, it's as if there's things that are still not having had the room to be said, and our clients have to leave holding this. And in art therapy, Sam Davis so beautifully calls it a conscious ending, to bring something to the awareness that we are ending our group today. So how do we do that with the interactive group model? We normally end off with a question. And the question will lead something like, we've come to the end of our group, so we are stating that the group is going to end. And then we can pose a question. I'm wondering, what is the question people are left with as we come to the end of this group? Or if you could say, what was the highlight of this group for you? So we are indicating almost a bookend to this group, that here we are going to pause, here we are going to hold space. And when we come back after the semicolon, tomorrow or next week, we can continue with it again. It makes people aware that we have got 5 minutes to bring all of this to a close. And giving a question often helps them to lead them into a conscious ending. So there are a whole lot of different ways that you can close your group. As I've said, I've mentioned a couple of questions, but you can also ask your group. This was a significant group, and I wonder how the group wants to close this group. And sometimes they will fall back to, let's do a group hug, and it's important to check in if everybody's okay with that. Or no, we want to just hold a minute of silence, or we just want to reach and hold each other's hands, or we want to do something really big. We want to make a statement together in unison as the group. But it does help our group to be able to say, how can we close this group and end it consciously? And you'll see that when clients are struggling to do that, they'll bring some more things up in this last question or in this last instruction of bringing it to a close. And then to not be tempted to reopen things, but to say, let's place that on hold until next time. And so that's exactly what our closure is. We are going to place these things in a pause. We're going to contain it, put it in a bubble, maybe not a beautiful wrapped up present. We're putting it in a bubble, we're pausing it, and when the next group comes, we will see where we go from there in the process. So in this coming week, I want to invite you to think a bit, how are you consciously ending each one of your groups? And not only your groups, but if you are running a whole program, how do you finish or terminate with the last group? So holding conscious endings in this coming week and trying to find your feet and different ways in which you can end each group you present within this next week. And in the meantime, happy facilitation.